Hello everyone, myself Michael Ravina, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science. The subject is CS 3492 Database Management System. The unit is Relational Database and the topic is keys used in the relational database. First, key. Key means an attribute or set of attributes whose values uniquely identify each entity in an entity set is called key for that particular entity set. First one is the primary key. The primary key is one of the minimum super key. It is a unique identifier for the table. That means a column or column combination with a property that at any given time no two rows of the table contains the same value in that column or column combination. Okay, first one is a primary key. Primary key means it is the key which is used to specify or identify one and only one instance of the entity uniquely. An entity can contain multiple keys as we saw in the particular table. In this table, employee, the table name is employee and the primary key is the employee ID. That means the employee ID is one of the unique. That means one particular employee, the employee name is the same name is provided for two employees, but the employee ID is given only for one particular employee can have only one employee ID. Then another particular employee, another employee have another employee ID. This is the primary key. The primary key mainly used to identify the particular name as otherwise the address or anything. Next one is the candidate key. The candidate key, there may be two or more attributes or the combinations of attribute that uniquely identify an instance of the entity set. These attributes or combinations of attribute are called candidate key. The candidate keys in this example here, the candidate key is one of the attribute. That means employee and employee in the employee table, passport number, license number, SSN, these are the candidate key because the remaining attribute except for the primary key are considered as candidate key. So the candidate key are strong as the primary key. Next one is the super key. A super key is a set of attributes which can uniquely identify a particular tuple. Super key is a superset of candidate key. In this example, for example, the above employee table, for employee ID, employee name, the name of the two employees can be same means, but their employee ID cannot be the same. Hence, this is a combination. So, the employee ID is one of the employee ID is ID comma employee name. Here employee ID is the primary key. Then the super key would be employee ID of employee ID comma employee name such that. Next one is the foreign key. The foreign key is a field in one table that uniquely identify a row of another table. In simple words, the foreign key is defined in second table, but it refers to the primary key in the first table. This is the example. Here there are two tables are present. First one is the employee table, then second one is the department table. In this employee table contains the department ID. That particular department ID is the primary key of the department table. This is called foreign key. Next one is the secondary key. Secondary key is an attribute or combination of attributes that may not be a candidate key, but that classifies the entity set on a particular characteristics. Any key consisting of a single attribute is called symbol key, while that consisting of a combination of attributes is called composite key. Then some of the relational integrity constraints. Relational integrity in the DBMS, there are to refer to conditions which must be present for a valid relation is known as relational integrity constraints. The constraints in the relational DBMS is mostly divided into three main categories. First one is the domain constraint, then second one is the key constraint, then third one is the referential integrity constraint. Domain constraints specifies that within each tuple and the value of each attribute must be unique. This is specified as data types, which include standard data integers, real numbers, and also characters, booleans, variable, length, strings, etc. Then next one is the key constraint. Key constraint means an attribute that can uniquely identify a tuple in a relation is called key of the particular table. The value of the attribute for different tuples in the relation has to be unique. Then next one is the referential integrity constraints. Referential integrity can be defined as the integrity constraint that specifies that the value of an attribute in one relation depend on the value of an attribute in the same or another relation. Referential integrity in DBMS are based on the concept of foreign keys.